Hey, what's up and good morning everybody. Thank you for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton and I'm going to cover the rookie division of the Hot Springs Tournament. Final round, front 9 holes. Before I get started, please don't skip for a second. I do want to bring some attention to something that happened here in my local community last night. I'm getting quite a few messages from people on Facebook asking if we're okay. We are, obviously since I'm on here on YouTube today. But here in the Midwest, we had some very nasty tornadoes that came through last night. So you see here is a still picture of it. This is just a few minutes away from our house. I would ask that people put, in your thoughts, prayers, whatever positive energy that you have to a lot of people's friends and families, because the Amazon warehouse, that's just about 5 minutes from our home, was destroyed last night. They are still saying this morning there's people trapped in there. There's been deaths confirmed. So very, very sad news. On my channel, when I typically get into the second final rounds, I talk about donations via PayPal, for my time and efforts. I just want people to know that whoever donates to PayPal this weekend to my channel, I will be finding a way to give that back to whatever that I can. I know that it won't be much, but whatever donations or anything that I can do to help, that's what I'm going to be doing with any of my donations that come through to my channel this weekend. So I just thought I'd people know that. And here's kind of some footage of it last night as well. Again, this is just right here in our neighborhood. We had multiple tornadoes touch down in December, which is really unheard of. So very, very tragic night last night for a lot of people's friends and families. So please put them in your positive thoughts and energy. All right. Now, I'm going to talk about golf clash here. Minus 16 on the front 9, so obviously a very solid round. I do think some players are starting to get it together because there is a minus 30 already in the bracket, but of course this is tier number 3. So if you've made it this far, congratulations, because it is a very difficult tournament. If you're new to the channel, I hope that you hit that subscribe button, and secondly, I hope you give the video a thumbs up if you like the content. We are going to start off here on hole number 1. We're going to play with the katana. Same thing that we do this all tournament long in rookie, 3 top, 3 bars, a side spin to the left. Here, you're going to want to make sure that you're going to want to set up pretty much where I am, just simply for the fact that in this wind angle here, right, that light pole can come into play. So by lining up where I'm lining up, we're going to be okay. When we make our adjustment, this is 4 mile/hour wind. That's on the much higher scale in rookie division that you can possibly get with the katana. So that's good that we have a perfect drive here, because you're going to see that we don't hit the light pole at all. In fact, we're not even close. And we come up the fairway very nicely. This is all that we really need to do. This is going to put us in, minimum distance of the grizzly or the backbone, whatever club that you're using. Really doesn't matter. You're just going to play at minus 10% at minimum distance of your club. I do the backbone here because I know that more rookie players will have a higher level backbone than you will a grizzly, being a rare club, and the backbone being a common. But here we put just enough topspin on to get our ball guideline going through the hole. Be very careful with this hole, because too much topspin can get you coming in a little bit too hot. So it's going to be between about half a bar, and probably really 0.8 bars of topspin should be all that you need to get this ball to the hole. Like you do see here, we come in nicely. We come in and we drop the hole for the eagle. That'll take us to hole number 2. We're going to play this one 20% at mid. This is going to be 3 bars of side spin to the right, combined with a little bit of backspin. You're going to see here that I was trying to do 2 bars, but eventually I'm going to get myself over to 3 bars of side spin to the right, and we will put a little bit of backspin on. You'll see the exact adjustment right now. So 3 right and, about 0.8 back. All I'm doing is putting my green inner ring right there on the rough line, ball guideline aiming dead center to hole. This is tailwind, so 2.2 mile/hour wind, obviously the lower end of the scale here. That's as low as you can get. But I think the shot should be pretty consistent because I did pick it up in practice mode as well at 3.6 wind. So 3.6 and 2.2 both went into the center of the cup with that adjustment and that landing spot. This will take us here to hole number 3. Hole number 3, I'm going to play 10% at max. You don't have to use a berserker if you don't want to. In tailwind, you know, extra mile 7 and 8s, you'll be able to make it over this, playing it just this way with a Titan ball as well, or even a Kingmaker. Now, the thing here you're going to see is that I only went with 4.5 bars of top spin, 2 bars of side spin to the right. Do not go more than 4.5 because you will roll into the top rough. Here I'm taking a normal shot with no overpower. I will also say that you don't want to, you might even want to just put this at 4 top spin if you get yourself in a, you know, high 4s or low 5s win scenario. You just don't want to roll too far. Now, I do make a mistake here on the second shot, but I was lucky as I did chip it in out of the rough. You can see here I'm going with the full top spin, 2 bars of side spin to the right, and I'm just stretching my club out to see if I can make it from fairway to fairway. I think with more overpower I could have, but here I did not go full OP. I almost went full OP, but not quite, and I should have went max curl to the right as well. You're going to see here I leave a lot of fairway left. So when I say a lot of fairway, I mean like this right here, where my ball bounces down. I have a ton of fairway to work with, so I could have gone full OP. If I would have gone full OP, then I would at least rolled out, and then we'd have been looking for a chip-in shot, which would have been nice on this hole because it is a tough eagle. But like I said, you know, if you get stuck in the rough like I did, I always go full top spin. That's the way that I play rough bumps or rough shots and sand shots. And then here, just because we're getting a slight flicker from right to left on the wind, you can see I just offset my ball guideline to the right of the pin barely. Thank goodness I hit a perfect ball, and I was able to save the eagle on hole number 3. Let's take us to hole number 4. It's nice to actually pick up a hole-in-one in the final round since we haven't picked up a hole-in-one on this hole at all. I am playing at 50% at max. I know a lot of players are going to say, wow, that's a huge elevation. It is, but you have to keep in mind when you're using a backbone, there's not really a big difference in ring pull from 20, 30, 40, 50%. You know, every time you adjust your percentage up, you know, by 10%, you're typically only changing your shot by 0.2 decimals. So very, very low. You really have to manipulate the elevation to pull it the way you want. Now, the thing we got to do is talk about spin and landing spots, okay? 3.2 back is consistent. And then what I'm really looking for is my ball guideline just like this. I really like this course because you can see the light green and the dark green squares. I want you to notice here this light green square right before the pin. Notice that my ball guideline is a little bit to the right hand side of that bottom left hand corner. All right, does that make sense? I hope so. And then you can even see here a little bit of my blue ring is dipping into the sand. So a little bit of the blue ring dipping into the sand. Ball guideline after spins are set. We looked at that already. And now here you can see that in 2.8 mile per hour wind, we're only pulling about 3.8 rings. I think that was the adjustment. It was under 4. So definitely not a big ring pull. Here we do hit perfect, and this ball comes in very nicely for the hole-in-one there. Tough hole-in-one to get. Not a lot of opponents are going to pick that one up, so if you get it, hats off to you because that'll be a big drop. Hole number 5, 10% at max. We are going to use a Kingmaker here because of the headwind. We're going to go 4 top, 3 bars of side spin to the right. Here I'm setting up at the plus 8 yard mark. And then you're going to see I put my yellow ring right here on the rough line to the right. I make my adjustment, and then we're going to use curl. When it comes to the curl, we're going to curl until the right side of our ball is touching the right side of the blue adjustment zone, just like that. You see how it fully covers it up? And that's it. We're going to hit perfect. All we're trying to do is make sure that we get a decent amount of yards so that we get into the Goliath rough bump range on shot number 2. Now, minus 10% at mid, so keep that in mind, minus 10% at mid. Here we're going to put our green ring around the top of the rough, and then we're going to make sure that we spin our ball guideline through the hole, all right? Now, the thing is, in practice mode, I was missing this one to the right a little bit. You're going to notice here, I put on, what would you call that, about 3.7 bars of top spin and probably 0.2 left. That 0.2 left really helped this shot out. You can see I'm aiming dead center of hole. Again, green ring right there at the top of the rough line. Maybe the green ring is fully in the rough. It is kind of hard to tell here. I find it easiest to push our rings rather than pull, because when you pull, you're pulling at a weird angle. But here you see we clip the rough no problem, and we really get perfect speed, and we're dead center of cup, dropping the eagle there on hole number 5. That'll take us to hole number 6. I'll show you 2 drives, one with the Titan, and then one you can make your life easier with the Berserker, but obviously it's up to you. We're going to go full top. We're going to go 2 bars of side spin to the right, and here I'm just trying to find the best spot to land, you know, kind of leaving myself a little bit of room in case I were to hit a great right. But it's really hard to leave yourself that kind of room on this particular shot. So, you know, we really need to hit a perfect ball here. But like I said, if you want, you can make your life easier by using a Berserker. Here you see I went with a little bit of overpower as well. I overpowered my shot until the bottom of the ball touched the top part of the blue adjustment zone. We're on the fairway, and then the same thing here with the Berserker. Same type of shot. We don't really need to go through the pool, but you'll just see here, this is a normal shot, no overpower with the Zerk, and we get up into the fairway no problem. Now, the mistake that I made here is I should have brought a big dog to the hole. I thought that with the Berserker that I could reach with the wood club, or with the sniper, I should say. So there's 2 things you can do, okay? You can either play the bottom part of the fairway, apply your top spin, and just do the bounce over shot. We've had to do that a couple times in the tournament so far. Or you can bring your big dog so that you have more power, and then you're able to just kind of play, you know, minus 20% at max. Use a little bit of backspin and get yourself onto the green. Here, I did not adjust for any type of elevation because I knew I was going with an overpowered shot, and I was already at max distance. I just didn't do enough OP here as I clipped the rough and rolled out. But again, this was the easy chip shot to save my eagle for the hole since I'm on the fairway. So just make sure you learn from my mistakes here on hole number 3 and then hole number 6. But again, if you bring your big dog or if you want to play with your sniper, you can do the bounce over shot and you'll be good to go. You'll do a lot better than I did. That's going to take us to hole number 7. Hole number 7, this is the best wind case scenario we can get. Tailwind blowing from right to left. You're going to notice here I put my orange ring right there on the rough line to the left. Here I make a 10% pull at max, and I'm going to use overpower combined with left curl. Half a ball of curl to the left. I overpower until the bottom of my ball is completely covering the bottom of the blue adjustment zone. All we're trying to do is hit the fairway, roll out of the rough, and bounce out. That's it. Shot number 2 is a little bit tricky because if you take a look at the camera angle here, you're going to notice that this green definitely has a slope from right to left, and you can take a look at it here. All right, so you're going to notice that on shot number 2, I apply full top spin and I apply one bar of curl to the right. Very, very important on that right side spin. And then you're going to notice here I try to put my ball guideline in the center of the cup. Ball guideline just a tad glitchy, but ultimately I was able to find a center of the cup shot. Now I make my adjustment here, 20% at mid. And we need to take a look at how this ball rolls in as well. Perfect shot. And look at this. I mean, very, very lucky to catch the left edge of the cup. So make sure you remember that right side spin, and we might need to even offset the ball into the right-hand side of the cup. So if I was taking this shot, instead of aiming center of pin, I would aim a right-hand side, inside the cup, but right-hand side of the flagstick, okay? Hole number 8, 30% at mid. This shot needs a little bit of work, all right? So, you know, if you're killing your round and you're chasing down a top spot, this is a dangerous shot here to take. You could just lay up, right, and then just make sure you pick up your birdie because worst case scenario, you don't want to put one in the sand, you know, obviously, or miss the rough entirely and send a flyer. But, you know, I was trying to get greedy and see what I could do. You're going to notice here, I'm just putting my ball guideline or my target in the fat part of the rough here, and then I'm readjusting my spins to get my ball guideline to the hole. I use the fat part of the rough, for that just in case scenario, just in case I hit a minor great right or great left. I don't know if you'll get away with it, but if we use the fat part of the rough, we have a better chance than not getting away with it. Again, this shot just needs a little bit of tweaking to try to get this ball into the hole. It's going to need some more top spin. You're going to see here, we hit the rough, no problem. Ton of rough to work with. And then we just kind of dive short. Now, it does look like our ball is going right to the center of the cup. So like I said, a little bit more top spin and we should be good. And that's going to take us to hole number 9. Hole number 9, we're just going to use our big topper, and then you're going to use your sniper or horizon, whatever you want to do. Full top spin combined with as much side spin to the right as possible. We do prefer the top spin over the side spin to the right. Here we're just aiming down the fairway, pick your spot. We're going to pull this one at maximum distance, even though we're not at max. That is how we approach this hole. Normal shot, no overpower. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hopefully you like my content. Please smash that thumbs up button before you leave. And also, if you'd like to make a donation, and I told you that I'm going to give it to you, the best cause that I can this weekend. The link to the PayPal is going to be in the comments below. Anything that comes through, I know the community will be completely appreciative of. And then here, I just pull it 1-to-1, 2.5 mile per hour wind. I just go 2.5 miles per hour, or 2.5 rings. You notice I leave room at the top and of the right of the rough, just in case I hit any type of great shot. I know that I have to use a little bit of overpower, so I just make sure that I have plenty of room to make sure that I hit the fairway and roll out towards that. So there's a front 9. I'll start working on the back 9. Thanks, everybody. Let me know how you do.